put you ahead of everyone. Because people look at and say, this person is, no, this person is disciplined. Is disciplined. Discipline yourself in the area of talk. Discipline yourself in the area of time. Discipline yourself in the area of association. These things will help you. It will help you. That's why I've always said it, that if you are close to me for more than 1 year and you don't understand my kind of person, you don't know you have not read me as a book to know the things I want and the things I don't like around me, then you don't know me. You never know me with that way. You never know me. I like things to be done decently, excellently. I want to enter an environment and I see things are done excellently. I was in a meeting on Friday and I just took my time. I was just watching. I was watching all the movement, the protocols, the instrument, everything, the pastors, and you could see coordination. I mean, serious coordination. Excellent. They didn't just get here overnight. In fact, I had to call. I called one of the workers out and I said, because I know when I met you, when I came to this church for the first time, you were looking as a broom. But you don't. How long have you been here? He said going to 8 to 9 years. 8 to 9 years. And in fact, let me tell you the gospel truth. Because of that, because of the pastor, that lady was arrested. She was arrested. Because the pastor gave an order and she stood on that order. But the woman, frame of the woman shouted and tore her cloth and said they beat her up. So she was arrested, kept in station for close to 1 week. They were trying to move, in fact, they moved the matter to court. In today's church, you'll be so shocked that such thing happened to anybody. The person will find this away. 9 years is still there. The pastor was introducing one of the female pastors, and he said, I knew, in fact, they said we went for evangelism. While we were sharing flyer, we saw her selling fish. That was how she was invited, trained, and today she's now a minister. And the church is marking 14 years anniversary. So you mean for 14 years, somebody has been in one place. It is called discipline. Even when you have all what it takes to get out from the place, but something tells you that what I'm looking for. Now let me tell you the truth. Every pastor have the area God has called them to manifest. It's now left for you. It's left for you as the member, the workers, to know what you're looking for. Discipline. If you value what you are called to do, you will discipline yourself to that point where you say you don't go on joke with that thing. As a matter of fact, that you are not around and somebody else is doing that thing, you will be feeling somehow. You go not say something, like you just know that you are not in the place of your assignment. Bring it up. You just know it. One day I was asking somebody, I said, the way you chew chewing gum inside church. When you go to see me, is it how you chew chewing gum? He said, no, make no sleep. But when you're going for interview, do you chew chewing gum? He said, no, I try to make I feel get myself. Oh, nothing going to kill me if you get yourself. You are not disciplined. There are certain things that should not be done in the house of God. Certain things. There are certain dressings, certain clothes that must not be worn to church. I've said it and I will keep saying this. Beauty is not by opening your body. That is not beauty. That is not beauty. The moment you start opening your body, everybody is using your eyes to eat the food. But that's what some people call fashion. Praise God. Praise God. Now, especially those of us who are ministers, there are certain things we cannot do outside. Not because they don't agree us to do. I told you I visited one of my friends here, and I was driving. Sorry, I was driving. I think Pastor Joe was inside car that day. Where most of them were inside car, and I said, you dey wear, how do they call that thing now? Armless. You dey wear armless? He said, what you have? See me, I never try am. He said, I don't understand. You never try it. You did church. So that means you have relegated yourself to a point where you say, no. If my wife say no good, you no good. If my wife say good, you good, I will wear it. I'm not wearing it for church. I'm wearing it for myself. Before I bought it with my money. I went back and I said, oh boy, I don't buy like 3. I don't buy like 3. What if you wear that? He said, no, when you wear that first time, wear that second time, wear that third time, it will master you. Not because no one agrees us to wear, but because of our personality outside. Do you know that most times when you go to hospital, the doctor tells you don't eat this, don't eat this. It's for your own discipline. Now it's for your good. My son was here on Tuesday, Mr. Abuchan was telling me, he said he went to do test and they told him so what did they tell you now? They said I should not be eating anything that has fat. I said, they don't tell you now. So anything that has oil or something. And I said, will you continue? He said, no, Daddy. But if you look at him, he looks. Discipline will tell you that at least for some time, did you hear this? For some time, let me not tamper. Let me not go close to these things again. You know some of you know that every time, every night, you are always with your phone. I say you go carry phone, don't not time. I say you carry phone near your eye. Like, yeah, don't worry, not time. It's just a matter of time. No matter of time. There are certain things that you must discipline yourself for. I beg you in the name of God. So discipline is to bring yourself under a required law for a desired result. If you want to buy land, you have to discipline yourself by start saving money towards it. You see, let me tell you something. Don't see when you see people who give attention to other things than the things of God, that is just how they discipline their spirit too. Please let me ask you. Do you know that the only person we are paying in this church, and maybe on Sundays, just take for transport, is this man and this man that is here? Are you aware that if they tell you sometimes the expenses that church covers, it will shock you? It will shock you. And you'll be still shocked that somebody who sees giving 1,000, 2,000 in church can go outside there and sit in a beer parlor and drink, and even drink more than 10,000. They won't see it as anything. Most times they will even drink self, come move for road. Now their money, is their money. You go drink, fall inside gutter, shit. do everything. It's still his money. But the moment that person comes to church and is asked to give 1,000, 5,000, you'll be angry. You'll be angry. Please say now. You'll be angry. What is the anger? The anger is money, 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 money everywhere, money every time. That is why now that they are telling you to avoid certain things, avoid it. Discipline yourself and avoid those things. The young man that died from a reliable source, said, trace this thing. I know sometimes when we are telling you that God did not create Adam and Eve, you go say, Moko, shut up. You feel the only way to enjoy yourself is to get involved with Adam and Steve. You know that you are destroying your liver. And you know anything you train yourself for, if you don't take time, it will be very hard to let it go. Unless, I use the word, unless God helps you. Somebody like us today. Sorry, oh. Somebody like me today. I cannot allow any most parents today are fighting on the same battle that they use their hand to cause. That's why most children who goes to boarding school, they come and they start misbehaving. You don't know why they are misbehaving. One of the reasons why most of them are misbehaving is because of the molestation. Most times they cannot say it, and when they try to say it again, their mama or their papa don't even believe. You know, my late father was a pastor. So anywhere they transfer him to, if they transfer my father now, maybe by the time he tried to build, at least I saw that man. If they take him to any dead place, he will resurrect that place and make sure that they put a structure there. So I can say, I contacted that grace from him. Take him to thick forest. That man will put a city there. At least I saw that one. I know I contacted that grace from him. But you know something? The moment they transfer him, you know anywhere they transfer us going to go start school there. One will start school there. If they transfer him again, they will carry some of us, put on member hand. And those of us who they left to some members, we saw molestation. We saw certain things they did to us. But up till today, we can't open our mouth and tell our parents. We can't tell them. Because the moment you open your mouth and tell them now, you are simply trying to create enmity between your father that is a pastor and that member. And imagine, you know, there are members that they will be showing you all the good signs so that maybe you don't know, say then they do bad things. And you can never catch them. Until when I couldn't bear it, I had to call my senior brother and I said, come, something they happen. That guy came down. don't look you finish. So he started teaching me how to look when you don't go to catch me. And as you can be inside this church now, you are cutting eye for somebody. I go not see the cut eye. I go tell you, say, that way do I see you. Like on Sunday at Satellite Town, service was on. She and Kachi, they were cutting eye for themselves inside church. Inside service was on. Because you cannot just sit down and be smiling. Can somebody just sit down and just and I said, I they see you now, but I just kept quiet. But they don't know I was looking at them. I they preach, I they see you. There's nothing you do here that I don't see. I can be here now. There was one time I was preaching. Somebody just look at the same Kajanda inside church. Inside church. Now snake. And I said, I saw you. I saw you. He said, just do one. Nothing. But you know this how they see you. Discipline yourself. There are ways you talk sometimes that can also implicate you. That way they talk, if you don't mean anything, no. But the way you put them can discipline you. Bring do your tongue. There are things I can say. Me, I can go away with it. But there are things you can say as a junior pastor, you can't go away with it. She was telling me yesterday, evangelist, that somebody said that church is not the church, it's the money, it's a money collector. I said, why are you? And I said, why are you disturbing your head? I said, shut up, why are you disturbing your head? What is disturbing your head? Is there any church where they give? There's no church. My friend said to me, we spoke yesterday night. He said, your ministration yesterday was far different from 14 years ago, 13 years ago. Coordinated, matured, your ministry. In fact, I said, what did I mean? He said, because most of my members were telling me to bring you again for 3 days. He said, one of them tell them, say, I know a lie for you. He said, I'm going to pray from on Tuesday to Thursday. No nonsense. He said, so, before I return back, I'm going to have another meeting again. There was a woman I called out. She's not a member of that church. Never a member of that church. But do you know that the moment I just told her what to do, she did it joyfully. Now, poor people always complain. Poor. Such people can sit down. Then go sit down. They can spend $10,000, $15,000 for beer. But when they do it in church, it's a problem. If this church was looking tattered, you just come, you see Paco, you see the way it's there, you don't say the pastor, it's not this, it's not that. But when you enter a church and you see excellence, you see sweetness, somebody should tell you that now money, they tell you maintain that church. Where we just bought, while we are here, we are trusting God for money to also build. And one thing I want you to know. Put her here now. Put her here. Waist space. The way she could open her leg. Draw the chair. Put the chair closer. Praise God. Just want to display yourself. Very, very, very important. What if you don't know how to display the area of money? When you come your hand, is swalada. We're thinking of, Mama, pray inside. No shout. We're thinking of how to. And one of the two ladies from women said, let Pastor Oji hold the money. I said, why? He said, because she's far better than the previous leader. She knows how to give account. And that period was when her head was hurting. I told her, you will hold this money. That should tell you that people are watching you. I was in the office when I was hearing her singing. I said, no, this one is a worshiper. We need to push her and give her a platform. And how do you do that? If you don't give her the platform, if you don't tell her now, this is the area you should go, and discipline her. The moment you start holding microphone every day, even when she raised a song and she raised what is it called, off tone, the keyboardist brought her back and she corrected herself. That should tell you that such person, if you put eye on her, you give her attention, she deepens in her step, she will go far. Everybody must not be a praise singer. There are some people whose assignment is just to worship God. Follow that pattern. You know the problem of so many believers or so many people who try to be professional. They are not being disciplined. In fact, they've not given yourself for people to know you for one particular thing. One particular thing. Me, I have always known myself as a teacher. I'm not a preacher that will start shouting. In fact, I was preaching on Friday. I preached to the point that it was even to 5. They had to give me paper. They gave me paper and said, please, work on this time. I said, no, don't give me time. And I remember that they told me by 5 o'clock we must close. Nobody wanted to sit down. There was never a dull moment. But I just remember, discipline was 5 a.m. in the morning. And it was not cross 5 a.m. in the morning. You know these UK people there, there's a way they program their church. As we are preaching, something is reading. They read. Even in relationship, discipline yourself on what you say, how you behave. There are certain characters that when you exhibit them in a relationship, before you go come up for that person, you have to go very long. You go long. The words you throw at people, very important. So discipline is not something you do at your own convenient time, but you just have to do it. But if you look at it, you see most of them they are not disciplined. That's why somebody can come when service starts and they allow the person inside. They are not disciplined. You go see them inside them. That all of them, from A to Z, none of them are disciplined. Because there is a guideline. You come after 7 o'clock, you will pay a certain amount of money. If some things are not corrected now, it will keep affecting the association, the organization. Nobody's against you. You are the one against yourself because you are not disciplined. One day I went to see a friend. As I enter his office, he just make I see your watch. I put the watch. He say, you look at me, say you don't pass this. You don't pass this kind of level now. You don't pass this kind of level. Nobody says you should buy 3, 4, but at least just buy 1 or 2 that is quality. So that when you enter a place,